The former number 2 overall pick is living up to expectations. It's taken about 3 to 4 years, but it looks as if Jalen Green has finally unlocked what everyone was expecting. A elite scorer that has changed the game, dominating in the year of 2025 since the calendar year has started. Great move here, right? You got Christian Braun, you got the little staggered screen. Braun takes too long to get over. And again, Green doesn't waste time trying to force some crazy shot at the rim or force a three that might not have worked, right? I love that he gets this catch and shoot opportunity. It's very Dame Lillard-like if you watch any, Dame film today. He does a great job of running the pick to wait for someone to then come over, right? And then I love, too, Jalen Green's become more of a willing catch and shoot guy to some extent. And it's just a tough shot, right? Like, end of the clock, buzzer beater. Not buzzer beater, but you know what I mean. Shot clock winding down. Not much more you can do. Right now, we're going to see what they got here for Jalen Green. Because, again, now they all collapse in. Jalen Green, catch and shoot, right? Even though he misses, that's a better look, right? He doesn't have to create something crazy for himself. And I think that's really important because Jalen Green has really taken his game to the next level. So since the 2025 calendar year has begun, Jalen Green is averaging 30, 4, and 3 on 53% from the field. 49% from 3 on 9 threes a game. That is elite. Like, that's Steph Curry level, like, efficiency with volume. And then 93 from the line. It looks as if Jalen Green has finally figured it out. Ever since this calendar year started, again, it's just clicked. And I think that's important because it's Rockets team that they really want to compete at that next level in the playoffs, and not just be a number 2 seed that was really cool. The record was cool. They had a nice run and then they don't do anything. Right now, this is something here. Jalen Green will still have moments like this, right? I think, though, he kind of did this out of hoping there would be a call or something, right? That's just a weird finish through contact. Green probably, honestly, considering the athleticism, that's one thing I've never denied Jalen Green. The athleticism of Jalen Green has been nothing short of remarkable. And then he just, again, I love that he's been willing to just run more curl actions off the pick with Sengun to then just rise up and shoot the three. And before going any further, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. We are trying to get to 2K people. Share this with a friend. If you know any Jalen Green fans, let them know people are seeing what he's doing. And I think what he's doing has been important because when you looked at this Rockets team coming up to this year, I mean, Sengun and Green on paper were looked all right. Because, for example, Green before this point was averaging 22, 4, and 3, right? So he basically rose 8 points. Was 44% from the field, 36 from 3, and about 6 or 7 a game, which is cool, not great, and then 88 from the line. So to see Jalen Green really be able to like unlock himself and go to the next level is really important for this team to say that they actually have that dignified first scoring option. And now the question is, right, will him and Sengun be able to fully mesh together as a unit? And I hope so. I like that Green, again, I think has realize that his game doesn't need to be as dribble ISO dependent. While he can still go ahead and get his when he really needs to, I think throughout the years, at some point, right, realizing that consistently the ISO dribble isn't going to work is tough, right? And then he gets the and one draw, right? And they just completely go on this run to stomp out the Nuggets. To be fair, it is without Jokic, but still, you got to win what you got to win, right? And then, Sengun's going to get the ball back up. Waits, right? And I think that's important because then you're not forcing Jalen Green to have to create anything tough or crazy. Easy catch and shoot. The life has been made easier for Jalen Green as an offensive player, and I think we're seeing that now on the box score. And now people are finally going to show just the potential he was hyped up to. The other aspect of his game I want to talk about is him becoming more involved in the passing game, becoming a better passer and playmaker, right? I think it's important. I don't know why they include this clip. Okay, here we go. So, for example, he gets Jabari Smith, right? Again, but Emster, is that really a good assist? Again, every player in the league, including Nikola Jokic, including Luka Doncic or Giannis or even Trae Young averaging 12 assists a game. I promise you, when you look through all of their assist clips, there are going to be clips you're going to look at and you're going to say, why is that really his assist? Right? Does a great job here, gets Dylan on him, but what I love here, he gets Hallie on the switch, right? He drives in. Hallie actually does a decent job staying with him, right? But then Turner jumps over too late, does a perfect job handing it just right off to Sengun to yam it over Halliburton. And again, It's funny because his playmaking feels similar to Anthony Edwards in a way, where when he drives, a good amount of it you'll see the playmaking either come through having to drive and then try and force a kick a little late, or he'll try and get a little wraparound bounce to a big or a wing that's right next to him, right? But then he gets this catch and shoot for Şengün. And again, I think the more deadly that Green can remain as a scorer is going to make Şengün's life easier, which will in turn then, continue to make life easier for someone like Jalen Green. Right? Green does a great job here because Reed's all the way at the top of the screen. He then is able to get the top of the key perfectly out. And that's in part, by the way, because of the smart move here by Şengün going all the way out, right? Because now his man sticks over. And for whatever reason, I'm not going to lie, part of this is on Pascal for trying. He had to get out the paint, I think. But Amen Thompson, you don't need to worry about him as a shooter ever, I promise. You're not going to lose any sleep over it. But again, I just think what Jalen Green has been able to do in terms of finally just becoming more willing as a passer, becoming more assertive as a scorer through willing, letting others help create for him and then returning that in favor, I think is the reason this team has been able to consistently dominate, quite frankly, in the Western Conference. And then finally, we're going to talk about the defensive game because this is a defensive team, and to see Jalen Green not get pulled a lot because of his lack of defense, I think is going to be important to discuss. And then the final thing I want to talk about, right, is Jalen Green as a defender. And now, while I don't think he's some incredible defender or something that you really got to note, I think, though, he does a really good job of staying active, right? So once he gets beat on this pick, he does a really good job of making sure that he's able to kind of stay in this passing lane between him and Trace Jackson-Davis. And then, right, he's able to push it out to Şengün, who then pushes it out to Brooks. And that's part of the reason this team's been so good is because you could get those easy transition buckets that not necessarily, because they're not a terrible offensive team, but they're not a very talented self-creating team, right? And again, even here, you're going to notice this with a lot of players too, right? Like, is this really his deal? Probably not, but it's the willingness to remain active, right? And to fight. And I love here that he, sinks off, gets over. And again, he's always attentive, which I think is important, right? I think what Jalen Green has been able to do in the passing lanes has been really, really good. And again, since he's been more of an offensive threat now, his defense can more reliably turn into offense. And him having to force things is going to be important for this team if they really want to succeed at the next level. So I think Jalen Green has shown the willingness to be a defender, to try and then help create easy offense. His offensive game has become more natural. He's not trying to force a lot of isolation touches. He's able to be willing to catch and shoot. He's been really good at the three. Him and Şengün's two-man game is finally developing. And now we're seeing why the Houston Rockets took this dude second overall. So let me know what you guys think down below. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Do we think this Jalen Green is going to be sustainable? Is this similar to his March of last year? And then, we had the first half of this year where he's been cool, but you're not going to go out of your way to really be like, oh my God, he's been incredible. Let me know what you guys think down below. And as always, this was Mr. No Soups. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Have a beautiful rest of your day, guys. Peace out.